long wait is over, and the big hitters of Big Ball roll into Tucson, Arizona for the WPH Icebreaker Challenge, brought to you by the World Players of Handball Outdoor. Clark Park is the epicenter of handball this weekend, and the best of the big ballers have come from both coasts to compete for bragging rights and prize money. The stars are out in Tucson as we break the ice after a long break in big ball action. It's mano a mano right now. Welcome back to Clark Park in Tucson, Arizona. It's the men's finals with the World Players of Handball. My name is Dave Vincent alongside David Fink for this championship. It's Icebreaker number 10. Alfredo Morales and Josue Tellez are battling it out here on these courts. Fredo has a couple big wins under his belt. Same for Josue Tellez. Let's take a look at these brackets. They fared pretty well, Dave. A good, solid open bracket. Morales, he defeated Shorty Ruiz. Shorty got by Boxer Rosales, and Alfredo got by Gabino.
Well, this is kind of what we expected. The number 1 and number 2 seeds. Neither guy has dropped a game. Alfredo is outscoring his opponents 3.5 to 1 en route to this final. But it was Josh who defeated Fredo in a big tournament just about a month ago in Southern California. That was under the lights. Very, very exciting handball. We're hoping to see
this is the men's pro final
the same here today.
We have Josh from Orange County going up against Alfredo from Orange County, California.
These guys had to travel 7.5, 8 hours when they could have gone 7 to 8 minutes down to the courts.
Well, the great players want to go and play for the biggest prizes against the best players. That's why they're here. This final starts off with an air from Josh.
Josh almost able to track that ball down. Let's look at the replay here. It was a pretty good shot from Fredo, and this is a really good shot, but look at Josh, who's right almost on that ball.
Well, that's a double win there for Fredo, who tires Josh out and wins the point. And you see he gets a quick second point, because when you're a little bit winded, you're a lot more likely to make a mistake.
And a little bit more likely to press.
So 2 errors in the first 3 rallies for Josh. Comes back with a kill shot. He did lose the first 3 rallies of this match, though. You see he's down 0-2.
Score 0-2.
Gosh, what a beautiful shot that is from Fredo. So hard to do that. I'll tell you who I'm impressed with is our cameraman, Shay Lowenstein.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see him get on the handball court and play? He is really good.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
A guy that's never played handball in his life, beating players that have played all their life. I mean, it's impressive.
We're not going to name names of who he beat, but he beat some people that you know. And by you, I mean the 3 people listening.
Scores 3-0.
Am I one of the 3? Because I wasn't, what'd you say? I wasn't listening to that.
Well, you're talking.
Oh, okay.
I was speaking more of our viewers, the 3, who you've already named in a previous match.
Never played handball before. And he's beaten national champions.
So you're really narrowing down the list here now. I mean, another error there for Josh, who did not get that 3-step hop into that shot. And if you just try and take 1 step, particularly with the big ball, it's usually not going to end well.
Second serve.
That's frustrating for Josh.
Well, I think the history between these two, Josh knows he kind of has to press a little bit against Fredo. Knows he has to make great shots, and when you go in with that mindset, you start making a lot of errors. And we've already seen 4 errors now from Josh on what look to be simple shots, but when you've played a guy like Fredo so many times, you know what you have to do to win points.
It was not a good return of serve, and he ends up back in the server's box because of the unforced error from Fredo. Fredo off balance and with his
amazing.
left is able to hit that ball back into the perfect spot.
To the ceiling. And I know everyone wants to have a chance to play in these courts today, but when you do, you find out that hitting the ceiling from the back line is very difficult. You're much more likely to hit the fence than the ceiling. But Fredo somehow takes a ball off his back foot and hits the ceiling right down the left wall.
Like he's done it 1,000 times.
I mean, I know Paul Haber did that 100% of the time, Dave. Dropping it into the left corner into a bucket with his left fist.
Second serve.
Josh still not on the scoreboard here.
Unbelievable.
And you see how Fredo stretches out there. He's got that left hand way out in front, the right hand to counterbalance way behind him.
4-0.
That gives him that balance save to be able to hit that shot.
Is there going to be an instructional video on that as well?
I think there should be. People don't understand is that your non-hitting arm plays as big a role as your hitting arm in a good shot. If you want to create that coil and upper body rotation, you have to use that other arm. You see how Josh uses that left arm on his serve.
He also used it to close out that last point that we saw the replay on.
Mm-hmm. But you generate so much more power when you can coil and uncoil your upper body, and that only comes from pulling that left arm across your body to start. You see it again there. Beautiful lob from Josh.
Unforced error there from Fredo.
Score 0-4.
And another error from Josh. Dave, Clark Park, the site of so many great handball events.
4-0.
Also the site of the Fred Lewis Behind the Short Line interview, which has been widely praised. Dave, I want to thank you for all of your work on that project. Chance to listen to one of the all-time greats really go through the history of the sport starting in about 1950.
And if you haven't watched it yourself yet, and I know you have, but a lot of people contacted me saying, I don't normally watch these long ones. I mean, it's like 55 minutes long.
Right.
But I've had multiple people say, I've sat through and watched that whole thing. It was so intriguing. It was something about it that just keeps you watching.
Well, I knew, having talked to Fred for so many years, that we've got to get this on video.
Right.
And I had people saying to me, I wish it was longer. I didn't want it to end.
Well, you know there's more stuff in there.
Right.
Fred's got great stories. And it makes you want to do more. And this ball just on the line. Look at that.
Score 6-0.
Great camera work there from Shea.
Down ball.
Timbo Gonzalez stepping in to referee this final.
7-0.
Davey's been here for 6 days, and he only brought one shirt.
And one golf club.
Timeout call. 0 serving 7.
It was too short for him. Here's Alfredo Morales' bio this week. 2016 WPH X Fest was his biggest win, he says.
I think the biggest win is that ranking. Anytime you can put that uno,
good point.
That's your biggest win.
Very similar to Dave Chapman Outdoor 3-wall. Lobs, defense, control, and patience.
Fredo reminds me of your very good friend, Dave, Alan Garner. Just has this strength about him.
A swag.
Control, knows exactly what shot to hit, can hit every shot.
Incredible good looks.
Wow, clearly.
A good family support system.
Line is good. Fredo, line is good. Hit line.
Fredo traveled here with his family. Great to see them.
1 serving 7.
This is the cockroach cam. Surprised you're not seeing one running right toward you. There on that left wall, trying to escape the courts.
A cockroach would disintegrate on this cement that's now at 127 degrees.
Yikes.
Yeah. And Dave, you gotta absolutely love to play this game. To leave California, where it's about 72 degrees, drive across the desert, and compete in a 128-degree court. Gotta have so much respect for these guys.
I love this camera angle. Diving re-kill from Alfredo Morales. Let's take a quick look back at what he just did here as he goes underhand and flops it right up there.
Well, I think that's where you draw those Dave Chapman comparisons. How many times did we see Dave Chapman?
100 times.
Right.
And look at that overhand kill. We could just keep this instant replay machine going on after every single shot.
Well, Fredo's putting on a highlight reel in this tournament. Kills, lobs, ceiling shots. Normally you'd say, wait a minute, a ceiling shot is a highlight reel? If you can hit the ceiling here from the back line.
From 45, 46 feet, even with a small ball, it's hard to do.
And remember, the ceiling only comes back 14 feet, so it has to be a perfect shot.
9-7-2.
Because normally you would hit that ceiling about where the ceiling isn't anymore.
Right.
About 15 or 16 feet back.
You don't realize in four-ball how far back you're actually hitting the ceiling until you get out here and realize that ball's on the tennis courts if you hit it where you normally would.
10-7-2.
Josh missing that wide corner kill a lot in this tournament. Also making them, but certainly missing the ones that he thinks he can make. 11-2. Kind of a blowout right now here in game number 1. Back to the roof.
So many airs here for Josh. Now, Dave, I have not been tracking the airs, but that's at least 11 in this first game alone.
But later when you watch this video, I know you're going to have a complete tracking of it. Can't wait to see the numbers on this one.
I'm sure.
One of my favorite features.
Yeah. Unlike the behind the short line, have not received any reviews on that crunching. 0, actually.
2-7-12.
I'm not surprised. Not a good shot there.
But a good block.
True.
Okay. Sometimes you make up for a bad shot with a good block. Evens out.
Two 7-12.
Again, another bad shot from Josh, but he makes up for it. Now at 3-12 here in game number 1, men's finals of Icebreaker number 10, outdoor big ball or outdoor wall ball, if you want to look at it that way.
Fredo made a perfect return, set himself up for the shot he wanted. The San Antonio spoiler, but misses.
4-7-12.
We saw Fredo allow Timbo back into that first game when he had a huge lead. Now he's on the other end of that, trying to make the comeback.
Well, you see a pretty good system right now from Josh.
Unlike Fredo here, who's now lost 5 straight points.
And the side out.
Surprised we don't see more fly shots, fly kills, fly passes.
Back to the roof. Good shot from Fredo. And that ball hits Fredo on the way in. Little hand slap on the way by. Friendly
6-7-12.
gesture from the players.
Over ball.
Not so sure about that, but no argument from the players.
6-7-12.
Josh liked that as well.
Stole my shot, dude. Ivan, the winner of your match is playing the winner of the match on court 5.
Now, you can recall how good Juan Santos was. He and Fredo had a lot of challenges and battles in Southern California, playing nearly at the same park, close to each other in Orange County. And you can see a lot of Santos in Fredo's game, especially that up front corner kill and those underhand rollouts.
Timeout. Josh Sherman at 6-12. Timeout call.
There's a timeout being called on the floor here as Josh, who comes from Paris, California. He doesn't have a favorite athlete. His highest outdoor ranking is number 2, but that's, like you said, his seed in this tournament. But I do believe he has a pretty high ranking at one point. His strengths playing with heart and speed, desire to win, right-hand kill. He has defeated nearly every single top player in Southern California.
Josh Sherman scores 6-7-12.
Boxer Rosales, Juan Santos, Sal Duenas, Samson Hernandez. He's defeated them all.
Out.
He just hasn't played a full season, I don't think. Pretty good camera angle right there, Dave.
Was that out? It was called out.
12.
It was in.
But called out.
Right. And that ball was out.
So from 12-1, it's now 9-12.
Score is, sorry. 8-7-12.
See, I think that's the wrong call, but should be 9-12, right?
Good ball.
See what happens on this one. It was called good. Ball comes back. Ooh, it's in, Dave.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
12, serving 8.
So that should be 10-12 with...
No, that was Fredo's shot. That was the right call.
Yeah, but they called it out. It was in.
No, they called that one
No,
good.
They called it out.
Ah, you have one! What are you doing? Playing like garbage, Josh.
Great camera angle.
13, serving 8.
It's an incredible shot right there. And you're going to see it here on this replay. Watch how he just punches this. It's just a little quick snap. Boom. Right over the top. Ball slides right down the wall. Impossible to get back.
Can't really teach that shot. That's just a shot you feel.
Here it is. Possible game point. After all that work that Josh put in, Fredo's just a point away, and he gets it right. No, and it hits him.
Oh my gosh.
Fredo was going to go with a fist bump saying, I won that anyway. But it's not going to be the call. I think at some parks they'll just play that as if, well, you know, he got the point, the other guy was conceding, but that's not the way it is, right?
Nice dancing.
Is Josh going to concede that?
Did that bounce twice before it hit Fredo?
I don't think it did. Nope, Josh is going to get back in there.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a perfect shot if it hits you.
No.
Doesn't really matter anyway. Game number 1 going.
Not yet.
Well, yeah, now I'm confused. Now we're going to go for game number 1 with the game point.
Possible game point, serving 8.
No one can seem to score that 15th point, not until about their 5th attempt.
Surprised there's no timeouts being called. That's another trick these players like to do at 14.
A trick that I've never seen work.
I like that shot. Not just the clip of the side wall, but if that wouldn't have clipped, it would have still been very difficult to get. I think Josh watches this back and sees a lot of opportunities as well.
Wow. Amazing shot there. What body control. He has to actually slow himself down in the air.
Look at the balance. It's kind of an Andy Net sort of dive if you're a small ball player. But like you said earlier, Dave Chapman-like, I mean, when you leave your feet, you put the ball away. And there it is. He gets the 15th point, takes game number 1. Very entertaining game number 1. Fredo Morales over Josh Tellez here in icebreaker number 10. And there's Tellez going down to that familiar stance. Game number 1 wrapped up. Tucson, Arizona men's finals of icebreaker number 10. You've got Dave Fink doing color. My name is Dave Vincent. Thanks for tuning in to the World Players of Handball as we get ready now for game number 2.
Fredo led 12-1 in the first game, ends up winning the game 15-9. We'll see if that late surge from Josh will carry into this second game. I guess if you're being optimistic and you're Josh, you're saying you outscored Fredo 11-3 to end that first game, even though you came up on the losing end.
Oh, need a little luck sometimes.
Well, I think that was the slice.
It definitely was, but, you know, it could have hit that sidewall very easy. I mean, it was a perfect shot. Now you know Fredo's feeling it a little bit. He had to do a lot of running during the last couple opening rallies here. Another unforced error for your crunching the numbers report.
0 serve 1.
That's the shot.
I think you have to really step in to kill the ball with the big ball. If you're not getting your momentum going forward, that's when the airs creep in. I know you don't like that, Dave. Crossing in front.
In big ball, I'm okay with it, more so than I am small ball. I don't call hinders when I play, so for
Right.
me, I don't like to see it at all. But, you know, it's funny, from a fan standpoint and about 60 feet back, everything looks like an avoidable. When you're in there playing, I don't want it to be called. I know where the ball's going.
That's one of the reasons we got rid of the referees. That and the camaraderie, of course.
Camaraderie's big in this game.
Well, these are guys that would have never even considered having a meal together. Yeah, after this match, more than likely.
They're all going to be sitting at a table somewhere.
Right. All because of they ref their own.
No, it's all because you're going to be paying. Fredo just threw that ball into the wall, into himself. The scorekeeper is asking the players what the score is.
Now, Josh has outscored Fredo 15-3.
Oof.
Make
Dave.
that 16-3 in the last 19 points, yet he finds himself trailing in this match. I mean, when would you ever say that?
I don't know. It's not normal. But I can say that last shot that he had as a winner was one of the best shots of the tournament. From that angle, that ball is not going to be played over.
0 serve 5.
Another tough shot to convert, but not for Fredo.
Serve 5.
We'll see if Fredo is able to step it up here.
Unbelievable rally.
And that's one of the few times you'll really see Fredo on his horse. He did a lot of running in this rally.
Well, Fredo's a good artist, even though it doesn't seem like it. He stands in one spot, he seems to direct traffic, but he can get up on it when he needs to. And you're going to see it here. Yeah, I love this rally between the two. Fredo not doing much moving here, Dave, but he's going to have to in a second. It's a beautiful ender there for Tellez.
One serves 5.
Nice re-kill from Fredo, who loses the hat. Boy, when you wear that hat in this hot, what do you say the index is now 128, 129?
I don't know why you would.
It just keeps all the heat
Right.
in your head, where when you start to overheat, what is the first thing people do? They put ice on the back of your neck.
Right.
That hat keeps that heat in.
3 serves 5.
Now it's 4 quick points here for Fredo.
3 of them without the hat.
Right.
And you see Josh taking off his glove. Not sure if that's going to last, but now he's going to be like Michael Jackson in reverse.
I'd mentioned that he is one of the only top big ball players I've seen play with 2 gloves. Not anymore.
Well, it worked on that. Nice little slap from Tellez. Those balls are so tough that are sliding on that wall.
Right. And these players are aiming to put the ball down the wall. That's perfect handball. Deep serve and then a fly kill. That's how you draw it up on the chalkboard.
Except out here, the chalk all melted. Not sure you've ever seen that happen before. It's very hot out here. We had one player, we sent a winning check to their mailbox. They went and got it. They opened it up, and as they took the check out of the envelope, the friction between the check and the envelope, the ink on the check all just smudged all the way across. That's how hot it was inside their mailbox. You know, mailboxes are always painted black. I don't know why they would do that in Tucson, but
6 serves 5.
that's how hot it is, where the ink on the check actually melted.
7 serves 5.
Now Fredo, after being outscored 16-3, has now scored 9 points in a row.
Second serve.
What do you think of the camera angle here?
I love all these angles. I gotta say, I'm a cockroach cam fan. That's hard to say.
I'm in the cockroach cam camp.
Right. We call that the CCC.
So if I was a cockroach cam camp person, I'd be the CCCP? I don't know about that, sir.
Yeah.
Josh did everything right after hitting that ball. Got right back to the middle of the court. Fredo knew it and just popped it right past him.
Thank you.
And in this heat, on these courts right now, that's a lot of work for Josh. But it's one of his strengths. He doesn't give up.
Scores 9, serving 5.
The score should be 10-5, but you heard the ref just called 9-5.
Well, he's doing pretty well considering he doesn't have a scorecard or a pencil.
I guess we'll just leave that score at 10. Should be 11, but
10.75.
well, if he handles a pencil like he does a golf club,
Time out. Score is 11.5.
but let's be honest, you went out to the golf course with Timbo. He did better than just that swing and miss. Okay, the score is 11-5 here in game number 2. First one going to Fredo Morales in a thrilling match. And Dave, before it all started, we got to get all of the top players together. Kind of menacing there with Boxer Rosales up front.
Boxer was named Boxer when he was a welterweight. Fought in the welterweight division. That's 147 pounds, Dave.
If we can get
He's
Boxer,
now graduated the heavyweight bracket.
so if we can get Boxer, 20 million YouTube followers, maybe he can go up against Mayweather.
And Mayweather can carry him, and they can stage a whole
8-round
farce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But that fight hasn't happened yet, right?
right.
We're just anticipating.
Well, that's what it's going to be, right? That's what all the blogs say.
Right.
Is it 8 rounds or 4?
8.
Yeah. It's going 8.
But you're right. I did film quite a few of Timbo's shots and only posted the very best one.
I have a feeling you posted the bad one because Timbo's an all-around athlete. And if you're watching this match and haven't seen any of the other ones yet, especially anyone that Timbo's played, then, well, frankly, you don't know what we're talking about. It's okay, though.
Now, I know that our fans watch all these matches in order.
Fredo Morales just 2 points away from taking icebreaker number 10. 2 for 10. Nice get right there from Josh. Getting back into the server's box now at 5-13.
This is about where Josh started his comeback in the first game. From 12-1, got himself to 9. What a great shot.
That ball might make it. Very close. How he didn't clip the ceiling. You know, that ceiling can help you out a lot. But also, if that ceiling wasn't there, these players would make some of these shots back to the front wall. They're worried about hitting it over, so you have to have the right angle. Without the ceiling, you're able to drop that ball back into the front wall.
Right.
Fredo back in now at 13-6.
This is their third singles match of the morning, and they're also playing doubles.
3-6. 13-7-6.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
What in the world did I just witness? Fredo,
These are some of the hardest shots to put away in big ball.
and that wasn't even the best shot of the rally. It was the
I don't know.
the
This
first
shot's
one.
pretty amazing.
It is amazing, but how did Fredo get that first one back to the front wall without hitting his own body?
A backhanded lob winner.
Skinny V backhanded flip. And there it is. Fredo takes down and Josue Tellez here and wins icebreaker number 10. Josue doing what he does after a match ends. 15-9, 15-6. Fredo Morales taking the singles in Tucson, Arizona. Do appreciate his play. Do appreciate the fact that you've tuned in. We've got more here in Tucson, Arizona at Clark Park. Okay, really quick, Dave. Take your headphones off. Let's go over and get an interview with Fredo Morales.
Fredo, an outstanding tournament here in Tucson. You made it look easy. How did you do it?
Just hard work and practice. These are all great competitors. And I just came out and brought my A game. So, I mean, like I said, it's hard work, but practice pays off.
You talked about practice and hard work. What exactly is it you do in between tournaments and to prepare for an event like this?
Right now it's a little harder just because of work and family. But when I find time, I like to hit the court by myself, just, 30 minutes to an hour, just kind of put the balls where the opponent's likely going to hit them and kind of work off that. And then just get a good competition going.
You guys have had a really good rivalry in California. You brought it here to Arizona. What did you do today that you were able to overcome him in 2 games?
Josh is an amazing player. Right now, in my opinion, he's probably the top player in SoCal. But I just had I know with Josh, I have to be on point with every shot. If I make a mistake, Josh is that type of player where he's not going to forgive you. So I just had to come out. He's beating me. The last tournament, he beat me. So this time I came out with a little vengeance. So I got him.
It seems like you play your best on the long 3-wall courts where the sidewalls come back to the side, to the baseline like they do here. Is there something about this style of court that you think suits your game?
I mean, I've always been more into the long walls. I just started off playing in long walls, so I don't know. It's just more comfortable for me to play in long walls. I kind of see where all the opponents are going to hit before they even hit. And I have an easy time chasing the ball, returning the ball. It's a lot easier in these longer walls.
You mentioned seeing everything that's happening. There was people out here who watched you for the first time and they said, that guy's got eyes on the back of his head. Is that something that you can practice?
I'm not sure if it's practice. I guess you can call it just intuition. But it's not practice, but it comes with the game as you play daily. I like to play against these top players, and once you play with them enough, you kind of know where you're going. And once you play, what I always tell people is play the ball, not the person you're playing. So just keep going for your shots and everything. So I try to place balls where I know where the next shot's going to come, so I kind of put myself in place. So I guess that's what they mean when they say I have eyes in the back. But I just like to place myself where I know where the ball's going.
You played Shorty Ruiz in the semifinals. You won that in 2 games, and then it was Josue in the final. Very different players. Do you go into both those matches with a different strategy, or is it like you said, you're just kind of playing the ball?
I'm just playing the ball. I know what kind of game I have. I know what game they can bring. So I always go in with the mindset of playing my game, but once I see them, if they come out strong, then I kind of switch it up a little bit. I can't say it here, but I just change up my strategies with them.
Well, Fredo, congratulations. You brought your beautiful family here. You're expecting your 2nd child. We're really happy for you, and we're thrilled that you came here and played in this icebreaker and slammed, and you're one of our favorites here, and obviously one of the top, if not the top player. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dave, for that interview with Fredo Morales, who wins icebreaker number 10. For Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent. Thanks for tuning in to the World Players of Handball.